Hello and welcome to the DCSL Client Spotlight Series. I'm Olatowun Candide-Johnson, your host and a senior consultant here at DCSL Corporate Services Limited. Your co-hosts today are Michael Adu and Jesse Tofumi Abijo. Guys, say hi.
Hi, I'm Tofumi Abijo.
Oh, this is Michael Adu.
Good afternoon.
Interested to be here.
All right, so today on the DCSL Client Spotlight Series, we are thrilled to have Mrs. Olatowun Candide-Johnson with us. So just to give you a bit of intro to who she is, what she's done. So she was, for some years, for about 18 plus years, she was the General Counsel and Chief Compliance Officer for Total in Nigeria. She is currently the CEO and founder of GAIA Africa, a private members business club for women. She's a seasoned lawyer, as already mentioned. She's an entrepreneur and a director on the board of a few organizations, including the Nigerian Norwegian Chamber of Commerce, the Chair African Delivery and Technologies Limited. She's a non-executive director as well and chair of the Governance and Ethics Committee for Pinnacle Oil and Gas Limited. That is not all. She provides advisory to companies wanting to enter the Nigerian market. She creates anti-corruption compliance programs and a host of other things. So all of this is just to tell you that we have a person of timber and caliber on our series today. So welcome, Mrs. Candide-Johnson.
Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. So just to kick things off, we're all familiar with the GAIA Africa Clubhouse, the beautiful building at Agordion Street in VI. But just give us the background. What exactly does GAIA Africa do? What services do you offer? And what motivated you to start it in the first place?
Okay, that's a loaded question because that's a lot. How much time do we have? Okay, then, so let me see. What motivated me to... So wait, first of all, what is GAIA Africa? GAIA Africa is a members-only business and social club for women who are basically decision makers. And we target that demographic because we believe that, first of all, that it is the one demographic that unfortunately is ignored, to be honest, because basically you're there so you don't need anything else, but actually you have different problems when you're in leadership. And then the other thing is that we believe very strongly that demographic can do things effectively and very quickly because they are decision makers. And so if they decide to do things together, they can move the needle a little bit. So that is why. What services do we offer? Well, so if you're familiar with membership services, we offer, the Clubhouse. And the idea is really to have a space where members can come and meet, connect, and, grow relationships. So when they grow that relationship, they grow trust, and when you grow trust, then you can do anything really. So we're very keen on connecting our members for business. We're very keen on exposing our members. We're very keen on our members sponsoring each other for different things, for business, for board seats, for all kinds of things. We have what we call the GAIA we have the Exec Academy, which is where we offer what we call digital workshops every other Tuesday. They used to be every Tuesday for like 3 years, and then we moved this year to 2 times a month. And what do we want to do there is we bring very, very different new learning, some refreshers. A lot of them are master classes. So, for example, the last one we had, which was on Tuesday, was with Dr. Okoro of LBS, and a seasoned entrepreneur as well as a professor. And he was talking to us about about managing, being resilient in these difficult times. And it was really very much so these are they're sort of practical sessions where you receive a presentation and then there's a Q&A. But with his, there was a lot of insight, actually, lots of insight about all the different things that leaders should be doing in this day and age. It's not a question of sitting up in your office. Thankfully, I have no office.
It's that.
you have to go around and make sure that everything that should be done is being done, etc. So that's the Exec Academy. We also try to bring exec training to members, etc. We have mastermind groups, which is where sort of like 5-6 members come together. That is almost your advisory board, right? So everybody can table a problem, or they can decide on how they move with that. But it's a very confidential group. Whatever they do stays there. They sign confidentiality agreements, and it is one thing that I know that helps members, because you have a smaller group within a group, and so you can solve problems, you can do all kinds of things with that group. And then we also have lots of mini clubs. Our mini clubs are sort of like smaller interest groups, and most of them are creative. So we have things like film club, book club, gourmet club, travel club, arts and culture.
Like its own little ecosystem.
Yeah. So basically, if you like, film, you will go to film club, and you'll connect with somebody because you already both like that thing that you're there for. You will probably bond quicker. And so, yeah, we curate events for each of these things. Some are monthly, some are quarterly. Our biggest sort of like the fulcrum, the one that everybody loves, is the Business Dining Club, which happens once a month. And at that Business Dining Club, it's kind of you mix sort of like, food, wine, and conversation.
All the good
Sometimes
things.
we have a guest speaker, all the great things. Sometimes you have a guest speaker, sometimes you don't. Guest speakers can be one of the members. You just talk about different things. So, and it is usually a very intimate and very sort of like open. I mean, like everything that we do is on the Chatham House, so people feel free to speak about whatever it is that they want to speak about, and etc. etc. There's a whole load of things that we do. And then of course, we have a restaurant as well. So we have
I've been.
Right, and we also have a massage and facial room. So we kind of like have 3, actually more than that, because we also have function rooms that we rent out for people want to host functions. So we kind of like have 4 businesses within the context of the club.
That's very impressive.
I mean, that's a whole lot. That's great.
I totally agree with you, Tamilore. I mean, this is the actual women supporting women.
Actually, yes.
Oh, well. That's fine.
Okay. So let's now delve into the company's journey. Can you share some significant milestones? Because you've been here for, I think, since 2016. So can you share some significant milestones and challenging moments in GAIA Africa's history? I know this question is small, but it's loaded. So let's just, as many as you can remember that are significant and maybe challenging ones too.
Okay, so just post the whole series of business dining clubs every month. And then, so after about a year, we moved to what we call network membership, which is basically you have to pay, because it was important to test, each stage. The first stage you just paid when you came to the business dining club, and the second stage was you paid a sort of subscription, and then you would get all the invitations and etc. And then we closed that off at the end of 2019, so effective January 2021, we moved to full membership. So I basically knew what it was going to be from day one. We found the clubhouse in June 2018, and it was in quite a state. So we had to obviously remodel it, and that took quite a while for many reasons. The first of which was because I was, had to raise money for it. The second was COVID struck, which was a bit of a mixed blessing because it gave more time to find money. But again, it was very difficult because at that time, everybody was keeping their money very close to them. And as you can imagine, but I managed to raise the amount of money that was needed to complete the remodeling and the fit out, and so we were able to move in. Actually, the truth is that we sort of took over project management in